What was it about the Sarances club that attracted you so much initially?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. The one is that the club is situated in London, so when we decided to go abroad for an adventure, it was very important that we live in a city, and London is a magnificent city. Secondly, the people involved at Sarances. When I met Nigel Ray back in his offices in Thayer Street back in 1996, I just took a liking to the man who obviously loves sport, loves rugby, and after a brief conversation, I shook his hand and said to him, "I'll come and play for Sarances." We didn't need a contract because I just thought that he's genuine, he's an honest guy. And thirdly, the guys that were already at the Sarances, Michael Liner and Philippe Selar, two of my heroes, were already playing at the Sarances. So for an opportunity to play with them, I took it with both hands.
Wonderful. And so in the years since then, a very strong South African community has developed out here, particularly in the London area. So in your mind, what does the Sarances club represent to both the South African expats over here and also the South Africans back at home?
Obviously, the team this year is doing really well and competing at the top end of the Premiership, which is vitally important. But I think it's more than just rugby. It's a club that's playing really good rugby, but also it's a festival of rugby for South Africans to get to know one another, to meet one another, to meet English supporters and enjoy a nice pint, a good roll, and watch some wonderful rugby.
Now, I see in the moment of the Sarances team there are some very promising young South Africans. We only need to look at Wikus van Heerden and Skalk Brits. Do you think it's a positive thing for South African rugby in general, having young talented players moving to the Northern Hemisphere to ply their trade? And do you feel that we might be losing out future Boks?
I don't think so, because they can still be selected. We've seen that CJ van der Linde has been called into the Bok camp on this tour to Europe. I think you must try and get as much experience as you can, especially at a very young age. Not only experience in rugby, but also experience in life. And that's why I took it with both hands. At the end of my career, I decided to come and play for Sarances in London, to experience more than just a rugby, a different culture, meet more people, and fortunately within a team that they were really hungry for victory, and we were fairly successful in our stay at Sarances.
All right, and do you see Sarances as becoming a sort of a rugby club as a home away from home for South African players? Because we see there are quite a few coming onto the books at the moment, and are there more that you're looking at in the future to get involved?
Yeah, we have quite a number of South African players playing for Sarances. I just think South Africa has got tremendous talent. There's a lot of kids out there that are really, really good. And if they decide to come and play abroad, we hope that they would consider Sarances as their club of choice.
With the length of the Southern and indeed the Northern Hemisphere seasons, there's a lot of domestic and international rugby being played. Do you feel that the midweek games, such as the one we're going to see tonight, still hold value for international tours?
Yes, I do. You'll see on the team sheet tonight, there would have been a lot of players that were sitting on the sidelines or on the bench for the Springboks in previous matches. For them to get game time is vitally important, and also an opportunity to bleed one or two of the youngsters. Alistair Hargreaves is one that jumps to mind that will be playing tonight. Earl Rose at fullback, and to play with the experience of a Francois Pienaar. Heinke van der Merwe is coming into his own again with an experienced player like Dani Rousseau. So all of that, it just bodes well for the future of South African rugby.
Just to finish off, I mean, as a player, as a coach, as a commentator, manager, you've pretty much done everything that rugby has to offer. Are you going to consider a career in reffing at all, or do you think you've done it all for the moment?
No, I'll leave refereeing to the professionals. I've had a magnificent career. I've been very blessed to play with talented players, coached by wonderful coaches, and managed by superb managers. So, no, my career is one that I will cherish forever.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Match prediction for tonight?
I think the Sarances will give the Springboks a run for their money, but I think because of the two losses the Springboks have incurred on the road, that they'll come out with all guns blazing. So it'll be a tough game.
Thank you very much for your time.